YouTube. So I just got back from a 12-day trip to Bosnia from Denmark. I rode through Denmark, obviously Germany, Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Hungary, Slovakia, Czech Republic, and back Germany. 5,000 kilometer journey, took me 12 days, and the primary idea was to do the TET in Slovenia, Croatia, and Bosnia, and then do some sightseeing in Bosnia after that, and then go home. I just want to go a couple of things. First, I'm going to do a video on my gear, the riding gear I used, and then I'm going to do the bike and the luggage that I did, and what I found worked and what didn't work. So, okay, let's start with the gear. So, temperatures ranged from 14 degrees here in Denmark when I left, and then rainy down through Germany, and some rain in Austria and in Slovenia, and then it was about between 33 and 40 degrees in Bosnia. So it was pretty hot, and the gear that I had before this trip was not really up to the task for such hot riding. So I went out and invested in some new gear, and the primary thing was a winter jacket, and I went with the Knox Urbane Pro Mark II armored jacket level 2, CE certified. Has armor and big back protector here, and it's mesh, and this was really beneficial in this hot area. I considered using my Klim Dakar jacket, but I was a bit nervous that it wasn't up to the task of venting, so I left that at home, and instead, for wind and weather protection when this was not enough, I went with the Klim Enduro S4 suit, jacket and pants. The only trip that only part of the trip where I used this was basically on the German Autobahn, going down and coming back, and then in Austria, obviously, because it rained, and a little bit in Slovenia the first day. It rained like half a day, and I used the jacket there. Then I used the Klim Dakar pants as my only riding pants, with the armor inside the knees and hip. I'll take it out now because I just laundered it yesterday. For boots, I use some UFO Plast Recon something boots that I got in a present a few years ago, and very uncomfortable to ride in, but very nice when you crash the bike on top of you. And I did that, but I'll get back to that later. For the highway, going back and forth, I put one of these fluorescent vests on top of my other jacket, and I use the Arai Tour, I think this is Tourcross 3, so this is a 10-year-old helmet, and it's actually one size too big for me, but it's the only suitable helmet that I had that I could use, so I brought this one along, and it worked okay, but it's worn out and I need a new helmet. So when I got back into Germany, I bought the Nishua Enduro carbon thingy here. Extremely light helmet. A lot of people rave about this helmet, and after riding it home for the last 800 kilometers from Dresden in Germany, I used this helmet all the way, and I didn't take the peak off for helmet highway use, but it worked okay. Perfect, great helmet. You definitely feel the lightness when you have it on. It's super light. This is a size large, this is 59/60, and it says it's in full, it's 1200 grams, 1270 grams plus minus 50 grams. Compared to the XD4, it's like, the weight saving is massive. It's day and night, day and night. Super stoked, great helmet. So, was I satisfied with my gear choices? Yes, I was. On those days where it was really, really hot, doing the Trans-Euro Trail in Slovenia, Croatia, and Bosnia especially, was so fucking hot. This jacket was perfect for venting and all-around comfort. However, on the highway trip down and up, I got really pain in my shoulder blade, like the top of my shoulder blade right here. And I tried on the way back. I tried to basically just unzip the jacket, and then with this one and the traffic vest on top of it, I just let it hang loose with the armor inside my jacket, and that worked better. I didn't get any real pain on the way back. Not as much as I did on the way down. It basically felt like someone was stabbing me with a knife into my shoulder blade at one point. But yeah, other than that, it's a great jacket. Pants went okay. Full mesh pants maybe have been better, but yeah, this is what I had, so this is what I went with. And yeah, performed perfectly. The Klim Enduro S4 is a stretchable shell fabric, not Gore-Tex. It's 100% waterproof, and it breathes okay. It's not. Now I didn't intend to do hard enduro or anything on this jacket, but there are pit zips, so you can vent if this is not enough. So yeah, happy with that. Gloves. Oh, let's touch the gloves. Highway gloves. I use the Rukka Airium gloves, so windproof glove, really comfortable with touchscreen compatible fingertips. And for off-road use on the TET and in really hot weather, I use these Thor MX Rebound, whatever they're called. So the only thing about these and having navigation on a touchscreen is that there is no touchscreen compatibility with these fingertips. So I went ahead and cut a hole for my middle finger so that I could use the touchscreen. Worked okay. Obviously this jacket and these gloves, if you can see, there's a big sunburn patch here, and same over here. So yeah, the way I solved that was that when I discovered that I had a sunburn, I used a buff, a neck scarf, and I just rolled it twice around my wrists here, and then yeah, throw with that. That's fine. Is there anything on this gear setup that I would change for another trip, similar trip? No, actually not. I think I actually found the perfect trip gear for hot weather and for rain. This is it. I think this is it. If I'm riding in Denmark for in autumn, spring, autumn, summer, our summer here is quite cold actually. So maybe this Klim jacket would be better. But for a hot trip, 30 degrees and above, this is the setup. This is the setup. Highly recommended. Yeah, I just thought I would add that while I was when I came to Slovenia and went into a campsite, there was another adventure rider that was there. He he was on a 701 German guy. He was wearing a full, he was wearing a Revit jacket that had waterproof inner lining and vents and stuff like that. And we drove, like for half a day, we drove part of the TET around Trieste in Slovenia. And it was pretty hot, it was above 30, 32, 33 degrees or something. And it was overheating. As soon as we stopped, or slow speed, he was overheating. He didn't get enough airflow. And he went online that night and ordered the Knox jacket and the Klim Enduro S4 jacket as well. So he's changing his suit out based on this. And this is the layering approach. I know Adventure Spec is touting the ADV layering stuff, but it's basically what we've been using in the outdoor, and the military for ages. So dress up and you dress down according to the weather and your activity. So, but anyway, I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to them.